Check, check, check. Mic check, everybody. Somebody, just let me know if you could hear me. Just, let me know how the sound is, please. Guys, I don't, alright. Can y'all hear me? Okay, thank you. So, I think I should just like make a couple opening statements before we start this. Um, this is not going to be like a arguing kind of show, right? This is not a beef show. This isn't any kind of drama show. I'm not going to get into anything that has gone on. Um, and honestly, like I just want to wash my hands of it. I'm done. Like I don't want anything else to do with it. I won't be paying attention. I don't whatever is said about whatever. I'm done. The last couple of shows I've done were to try to get my voice heard and my side of the story out from my perception. And it's clear that that doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Um, Nothing I say is even considered. Like it's just automatically assumed that I'm lying. Everything. Like literally, my my reality means absolutely nothing. So um, yesterday was kind of my last attempt to get my voice heard. Um, and it didn't work. So it's useless. I want to be completely done with it, and I just want to get on with my shows and trying to do productive things and compare belief systems. I like this vibe. I don't want to go back. I don't want anybody coming on my shows to talk about any further things like from now on. Like we're not going to come up here and bring up things about other people. Like I don't want to do it anymore. This is not an open panel. Harkeerat is coming. I just told him I needed to make a yeah, no, I just told him I wanted to make a couple opening statements. So that's it. Yeah. Give me 1 minute to get this guy on and we'll carry on with the show. You guys, if we could please try to keep the chat respectful. This is a serious kind of matter. Uh So I just don't want to bother with all that. I don't want to bother that. I don't want to do it. I just, come on, where's the, there we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Can you hear me? Big up, bro. Big up.
Thank you so much for having me on.
No problem. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. How are you today? Good?
Rise and stay rising, and I hope you are too.
Yeah, yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So I'm good. Can everybody in the chat hear Harkeerat? I just want to check the audio and make sure that everything is good. And yeah, so we're today we're going to be learning about the Japji Sahib, which was written by Guru Nanak. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It was, yeah, there's no dispute about that amongst anybody.
Okay, awesome. And do you want to just say a little bit about
An introduction, or
yeah, just say a little bit about the piece, like about the writing, like how did it come about and like
yeah.
when is there a story about how it comes about?
Mm, so, what I will do, just a quick disclaimer, is that alright? A quick
Sure, yeah,
disclaimer?
sure. Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so, just a quick disclaimer. Everything I'm about to say from now onwards, you know, everybody, don't take it to be true. Don't take anything I say to be true. I encourage you to do your own research. I encourage you to, search for yourself, to read for yourself, and don't take anything I say as true. So that's firstly, me. I'm new to this myself, and it's been a couple years, and so yeah, take nothing I say as true. And what I will do is I will give you my interpretation. I will give you my opinion based on what I've learned from, you know, a couple individuals. Nanak Satpal Singh from Nanak Nam Charity. He and So I will be giving my interpretation of that. So I encourage you to check it out for yourself. And so yeah, we want to cover um, Japji Sahib, not all in one go, uh, just a bit at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously it starts from the Mool Mantar. If you want to understand Japji Sahib, you have to understand Mool Mantar. You can't understand Japji Sahib without understanding Mool Mantar. And
Okay, so the Mool Mantra is the first couple
the
stanzas of it.
first verse,
Verse, the
yes, the
first verse.
first
Okay.
verse, yeah. And so the Mool Mantar the is the beginning of this Bani. It's right at the beginning of the scripture. It's the beginning of the Guru's teachings. It's the beginning of the Guru's ethos. It starts with this. And the Mool Mantar is the root definition of the universe. It's the root definition of the cosmos. It's the root definition of God. And
Mm,
it's the root definition of you. It's the root definition of you. And if you want to understand Mool Mantar, you have to start from Ik. You have to understand Ik. You can't understand Mool Mantar if you don't understand Ik. So it all
okay.
begins with Ik.
Okay. So the translation that we're going to be using is by Harbhajan Singh G. Sydney Wale. So this is just a translation that was made for the Sikh youth camps of Australia. So if we want, we could read. I'll read through the preface on page 4. Are you on? Do you have the doc? Can you see the screen? I don't know how.
I'm on StreamYard, so shall I go on
I'm on
YouTube or?
Discord. No, no, no. Let me see how. Oh, I can share my screen. Ah, all right. Share my screen in the Discord. Can you see it now?
It's loading, I believe. Stream paused. Yeah, yep, we see that.
All right, perfect, perfect. So now it's scrolling. Um, all right, so I'll just read through the preface and then let's see how. Oh, it's just one page before it starts. So, okay. Six from the time of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the founder of Sikh faith, have, with great devotion, love, and faith, believed and practiced the teaching of our gurus through Gurbani, God's word revealed through the gurus, as contained in the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the 10th soul light of Guru Nanak. Guru Gobind Singh Ji ordered Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji as our guru. Guru Granth Ji. All right, you might have to do the this part because I don't want to pronounce things.
Guru Granth Ji Manyo Paragat Guran Ki De.
Okay, which translates as accept the Sri Guru Granth Ji as the living presence of Guruji. The first Bani in our Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji is Japji Sahib. The Mool Mantar is the cornerstone of Sikh belief, and the Japji Sahib, in turn, is the essence of the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Bear with my pronunciations, I'm trying. It is in this context that Sikh Youth Camps Australia encouraged the translation of Japji Sahib in a form which is easily understood by the Sikh youth of today, especially those who are resident outside India. With Guruji's blessing, a humble attempt to convey the essence of Japji Sahib is presented in this document. The essence being the concept of God, truthful living, accepting His will, importance of meditation, transmigration, life thereafter, and salvation. I wish to acknowledge the invaluable help and guidance given in this undertaking by Principal Amar Singh Sikh Missionary College, Vancouver, BC, Canada, and by Sardar Gurbachan Singh Japal from Sydney, Australia, through proofreading. In preparing this translation, I referred to the works of a number of prominent Sikh theological scholars, and this is by Harbhajan Singh. Okay, so now we can start.
Mm.
I'll hand it over to you.
Ik Oangar. That phrase, that translation, there is one God, doesn't begin to describe the meaning of what it means. You know, that's so deep. But I mean, it's not a wrong translation, but it doesn't fully begin to describe what it means, and hopefully we'll go through that today. You know, we'll go through that today. So,
Mm-hmm.
ik, the first letter, you can see the first letter is ik,
It
and
won't let me
ik,
highlight. So just this first symbol, it looks like the
yeah,
number 9 almost.
yeah,
Okay.
that first letter, it's actually a word. It's actually a number, the number
Mm.
one,
Oh,
and that,
okay.
yeah, and that number one defines a oneness. It defines a oneness that is in everything, is not exclusive to It's not exclusive to anyone. It's not weaker in animals and stronger in plants. It's not more in males and lesser in females. It's in everything, absolutely equally.
Mm.
It's like the wave coming out of the ocean, and it thinks for a second it's different from the ocean, but it's not.
Mm. So would it be like I'm thinking it's similar to like non-self, like like anatta, like or
Mm,
anatman, but not antman, like anatta, like non-self. So like
that's a
there
that's
is
a
no
beautiful
self.
that's a beautiful way of putting it, and very interesting.
Mm. So an anatta and is the realization of non-self, so that you're not in separate self from everything else. There is no
Mm,
separate form, there's forms, and all those are just illusions. Like there's no separate self.
mm,
That's the
exactly.
realization of it.
Exactly, and we'll
Mm.
get onto that in a minute. That separation, that's a disease, and
Mm.
Guru is the cure. No,
Mm-hmm.
Mera Ved, Guru Govinda, Har Har Naam, Okhad Mukdeve. But no, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when he wrote this, actually, it said that he appeared from the river, and he said the first thing he said was, "There is no Hindu, there is no Muslim." And had there been a Sikh at that time, a Sikh at that time,
Mm.
Guruji would have said, "There is no Sikh," because all he saw was one. All he saw was the oneness.
Mm.
He just saw different forms of the one. He saw waves here and there. And he saw drops. Like we are like or like I'll give you another analogy. Like fingers of the same hand.
Mm-hmm.
The fingers make up the hand, and
Right, it's
you
all
know,
one.
yeah, the fingers argue amongst each other and say we're different, or you're different from me, or they're arguing over who the hand belongs to. They're saying, "No, the hand is mine." Nowadays people say that's my god, and nah, he's my god, and that's like the fingers arguing over whose hand it is. The fingers make
Mm.
up the hand.
I
In
like
fact,
that
yeah.
analogy. I like that. Yeah, that's deep right there. That's deep.
And what Guruji does here is, by starting off with the number one, is Guruji introduces a formula. Guruji introduces a mathematical formula, which is 1 plus 1 equals 1.
Mm.
That's like if I have one drop of water and I add it to another drop of water, have I created two drops of water?
No, it's
Or have
still
I created
one.
that's one bigger drop of water?
Mm-hmm.
So 1 plus 1 equals 1. That's Guruji's formula,
That's
you know.
amazing. Yeah.
And one drop of water might have more molecules than the other. It might be purer than the other. One drop of water, the other drop might be have more impurities in it. And the one that's a bit purer is saying, looking at the other one and saying, "I'm purer than you." And the one that's slightly more impure is saying, "You're right. I am a sinner." And Guruji says, by saying "I am," you've just messed up there. Guruji
Mm-hmm.
says, "You are not. You don't even exist. You're not even here.
Mm-hmm.
All that exists is the one." And
Yeah, I
this
feel
is,
you.
yeah, and this is, and duality, or should we say individuality, duality, this is a disease, the biggest
Hmm.
disease. And, you know, guru's the cure. We've been conditioned like this from young. I remember my nephew, I saw a video of my nephew in, I think it was nursery or playgroup or something like that, playgroup, and or nursery, and he's only 3, 4 years old, and they were singing, they were singing songs, they were singing, "We are different, we are different. I am different to you. You're not me. You're not me. I'm not you. I'm not you. We are different." This is what they were saying, chanting. They were chanting this at
Mm.
3 years of age. You know, the first, second day he's gone to school. When I saw the video, that upset me. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, this is what they're teaching in schools. They're teaching duality. They're teaching individuality, and it's a disease. It's nothing but a disease.
Mm.
Uh,
That's
so-
interesting. Yeah, because they did. Hmm. That's crazy to think about. Like, but if you think about it, the individuality is really the root cause of all everybody's issues. Of every issue that ever existed starts that saying I am, right? Like if everybody had that, you know, the oneness, then there would be no conflict because you're arguing with yourself, you know?
That's it. That's it. It all starts with one. It all starts with one, and it ends with one as well. That's crazy, but we'll get to that.
Mm, okay.
And you know, when you're in school, when you're working, or when you're in, you know, it's all about competition. It's all about make sure I get that job, make sure he doesn't get it, make sure I get it. And all this competition, and you know, football's the big thing. You know, us versus them, you versus me. You've created
Mhm.
a you and a you. You've created a us and a them. You know, in politics is all about, you know, fearing the other, having fear for the other, and hating on another group of people. A duality. This is social conditioning, and Guruji's trying to break. Guruji comes with a sledgehammer, and he's trying to break this wall of separation, you can call it, because that's stopping you from connecting with the one.
Mm.
There's a beautiful Buddhist analogy. There's a beautiful Buddhist analogy, and
Okay.
I know you know more in depth about it than me because you know you're practicing, and that's your spiritual. That's the spiritual tradition you come from, and maybe I heard it from you, but it's a beautiful story. And what happened is one fish walked up, swam to another fish, and said, "So where's this water that everyone keeps talking about?" The
Hmm.
fish, yeah, the fish is,
I never heard that before.
yeah, the fish walks up to another, swims up to another fish and says, "So where's this water that everyone keeps talking about?" He doesn't. The fish doesn't know that he's in the water. He's swimming in the water. He's breathing water. He's made up of water. There's nothing but water. But he's saying, "What's this water that everyone's keep talking about?" Because it's our terminology that has to change. Our definition, our understanding of what God is has to change. That's why I like to use the word oneness. I don't really like to use the word God. Now our
Yeah, I don't
definition has
either.
to change. Yeah, it's our
Yeah, I think.
terminology.
Mhm. I think I think that's so true, and that's like one of the things I think about a lot is like the separation. Like once you put a label to it, you separate it. it's a separation, like if you call it God, now it's completely separate. It's a different thing. It's a different
Yeah.
item. It's a different, it's separate from everything. But if it's supposed to be like the essence of like creation, then it has to impermeate all creation. It's impossible for it not
Mm,
to. So it's
mm,
like if the second that you put it in a box and say this is God, and it's not, it just totally separates it from us.
mm. That's
That's
it.
how I kind
That's
of
it.
look at it. Yeah, yeah. So that's ick, just that one symbol, the one the one
That's it.
symbol. Wow.
And the second letter is a is the that letter actually spells out O, the letter O. That's just one
Right.
letter. It's the letter O. But Bhai Gurdas Ji is a Sikh scholar from the time of the Guru. He writes that in his Vad 39, he writes that Pura, the O, that letter there, Oankar Likhaya, represents Oankar. So that O, that letter represents Oankar. So
So
that's,
it's ONK. So what is it? Ankar. O N
yeah,
K.
Oankar. OAN, uh, OAN,
O A
Oan,
N.
and then G,
Oink.
Oankar, Kar. Ik, that's the one, the letter we just covered. And then Oankar. Ik,
Ik
Oankar.
Onkar.
Yeah.
Onkar. Okay.
And so that one that we just looked at, um, Guruji says in Ang 838, Guruji writes about the one. Guruji writes, Ekam Ekankar Nirala. The one, just that first letter, the one is unique. Amar Ajuni Jatna Jala. Amar, undying, Ajuni, unborn, Jatna Jala, without any caste or entrapments. Agam Agochar is unfathomable. The one is unfathomable. The one is too big. The one is incomprehensible. This is the key point. Rupnarikya, the one, that first letter, that symbol, that number, one, ik. The one is without form, without features. The
Mm.
one is without form, without features. Kojata kat dekya. Searching and searching, I found it everywhere. I found it in every heart. I found it everywhere. And in the second letter, that the second. Are you alright, Jen? I think you're cutting off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Yeah, apologies for that. Maybe it was
That's
my
okay.
mic. Yeah, so the second letter, Oankar, the second letter, Guruji writes. Guruji has a shabad in Ang 99 called Oankar. Guruji writes, Prab nere har dur na jano. The one, the oneness is, sorry, the one is near, the oneness is near. Don't think of it as far away. Eko Shrist Sabbe, the one permeates all, pervades all. Oneness permeates all and pervades all. Ekankar Avaranaduja, there is only oneness. There are no two things. There is only
Okay.
oneness. Yeah, there are no two things. Nanak ek samai, the enlightened mind. Nanak, the enlightened mind says, merge with the one. And did the first letter, did we cover that properly? Yeah,
Ik.
because
y-
yeah, ik, because I know people often say, yeah, oh, I get it now. I get it. There's oneness. I understand it. So how do I connect with the one now? My response, if you're asking that for those in the chat, if you're asking, yeah, I get the one now, I understand it, how do I connect with it? If you're asking that question, my response to you is who's asking.
Mm.
Now move,
Wow. Okay.
yeah, so moving swiftly on, yeah?
Hmm.
Monotheistic religions. So monotheism, mono meaning one, theism, belief in God. This was a concept during Guru Nanak Dev Ji's time. It was already a concept.
Mhm.
And in the monotheistic religions, they've made God
Anthropomorphic.
anthropomorphic. That's it. Human-like.
Yep.
Human-like characteristics they've given him.
Yes.
And they said that also say that they believe God is separate from the world. He created it and he's watching over us. He's separate from the world.
Right.
He's not his creation. And so
Right.
Hinduism is pantheism, is complete opposite. They say that the universe is God. That God is the tree, God is the rat, God is the human being.
Mhm.
They say that God can't exist without the universe. They are one and the same. They are synonymous with each other. Now coming
Mhm.
back to Guru Nanak Dev Ji brings the complete truth. Guru Nanak Dev Ji merges these two together. He brings the complete truth. He says to the Muslims, you're right. The one is separate from the world. He created the universe. He's watching over us. He's
Mhm.
watching over us. I'm just gonna turn my mic off because I mean my camera off because I'm in an uncomfortable position, so I'm gonna stretch my legs.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's not showing up on the stream anyway, so you could save the
Ah,
bit rate. That's fine.
yeah. So Guruji says that the one created the universe,
Mhm.
and he sits back and he watches.
Mhm.
He says you're right to the Muslims, but then he says to the Hindus, you're right as well. Guruji says to the Hindus, you're half right as well. The universe is God. So it's a unifying message. It's not a message of division. It's a unifying message. Guruji is bringing the complete truth. And yeah, you might have terminology from other faiths like Islam and Hinduism. These two were big in India at that time.
Mhm.
So you will have terminology, but that's because so Guruji might have used the terminology of the people at that time to help them understand the message. Guruji spoke the language of the people,
Mhm.
but Guruji didn't copy anyone. He was fully enlightened. He had no reason to copy anyone.
Right. Right.
And so you feel me? So now coming to that second coming back to that second letter, or or
Mhm.
Ura, which represents awe and God, that second letter, that is awe and God, and awe and God actually existed in India at that time. Uh, the Indian, the Indian, actually, if you type in actually Om, if you type in Om,
Mhm.
so that people can see it. This awe and God is basically a non-physical vibration that the one omitted. This awe and God is this Oangad is so the one omitted, the one that you see the first symbol, the one
Mm-hmm.
omitted omitted a vibration, omitted a non-physical vibration, and that symbol Oangad, that's the manifestation. That's the manifestation, the
Mm.
physical manifestation of that non-physical vibration. And
Wow.
Guruji says, yeah, so Guruji says that vibration never stopped. That vibration never stopped. If you open up a new tab, so and type in Om, if you'd be kind enough to do that, or yeah, you see that, you see images,
Amazing.
images maybe.
Let me see.
If you go on the images, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
so you yeah, so that's right there. That is the you could say Trimurti. That's the Trinity that they had 65,000 years ago. That Shiva come up with 65,000 years ago. Um,
Oof.
so
Mm.
forgive me. Yeah, so that right there is the Trinity. It's called Trimurti. That symbol is called Trimurti, and and you can see that that is the physical manifestation of Oang. Oang is a non-physical vibration, and Oangar is the physical manifestation of. So I will also say that Oangar is actually the same as Om. Oangar is the same as Om. They
Ah,
are,
okay.
yeah, they are the same. Oangar and Om is the same thing. They are not different.
Mm. Oh,
And
wow. Okay,
yeah,
that's deep. So on God is on.
yeah.
Wow. All right.
So the from the from the one, from the formless, the one with no form, there was form, and how that was via a sound or vibration that never stopped,
Mm-hmm.
that the formless one omitted, or the formless one uttered the sound or the vibration, and that sound or that vibration was Oang. And Oangar, or Om, Oangar is, or Om is the physical manifestation of Oang.
Mm. Wow. That is so deep. That is deep. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is so
Thank
amazing.
you.
Like that one, or those just these two symbols, And I think this is like, I don't know, I find this part of like Eastern like philosophy so fascinating because it's just so inclusive and I don't know, it just doesn't leave anything out. It doesn't leave anything out. It's all encompassing and it's really
Mm.
deep. It's deep, deep. Yeah. Ik onkar. Ik onkar. Right.
And so that, yeah, Ik Oangar, that's that. And so that Oangar, or you could say Om, I know there's a guy called Osho, and
Mhm.
he's a quite controversial person, but he's a very controversial person. But excuse me, he's written a great book about the Japji Sahib, and he's given his own, you could say, angle of Japji Sahib. He's given his own perspective of it, and it's quite interesting. That is, and he goes on to say that it represents three things. The Om represents Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu, you could see it. The Om, it looks like a number three. It looks like the
Mhm.
number three, and it represents three things: Shiva, the destroyer, Vishnu, the sustainer, and Brahma, the creator. And he says that Shiva represents electron. Electron in nature is destructive, and he says that Vishnu is represented by, and that's why Shiva, the electron, is depicted as blue, and he's got, he's depicted as blue and destructive because the electrons are destructive like that. And so, and he says Vishnu is the proton, and Brahma is the, no, sorry, Vishnu is the neutron and Brahma is the proton. And these were the three things, these are the three things that were created: electron, proton, neutron. And that's what Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu stand for. And they are made up of a vibration we just covered, that the one
Mhm.
omitted. So these protons, electrons, neutrons, they're the physical manifestation of that vibration Oang. And so through that, the whole universe, you could say, created the entire universe. And so, but what I will say is another sort of disclaimer is that Sikhi is not a science, or a textbook, or it's not like a textbook that you're supposed to just pick up and read or whatever.
Mhm.
Is revelation. It is revelation. It's not to be believed in, but to be experienced.
Right.
Guruji, yeah, Guruji saying this knowledge is already within you, and it's seen after removing the ego away from us. And so
Be like the true. That's what we call like Buddha nature, like your true Buddha nature. I don't know the Pali word for it, but I could try to look that up real quick. But yeah, like that's your purest form when you strip away um all the separations and realize anatta, like that's your true form, you know? And that's how
that's
we
it.
could experience we have to experience oneness, you know?
That's it. And
Yeah.
that's why yeah. And so and another thing is that in the Hindu scriptures, they start with Om, or and God. They start with Om and God, and to represent that everything they are about to say is an explanation of that. So in the Hindu scriptures, they start off with all their scriptures with Om and God, to represent that everything they're about to say is just an explanation of that. Guruji puts a ik in front of it. Guruji puts a one in front of it. Ik
Mm.
Onkar. So Gurbani, the scripture revelation that Guruji gives, the Dan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Maharaj Ji, our scripture,
Mhm.
um, that is an explanation. So Guru starts with Ik Onkar, puts a one in front of it. So Bani, scripture, revelation, is the explanation of that. Is the explanation of Ik Onkar, of the one Onkar. And I'll say this: when everyone, uh, what I will say is that when everything changes, when all forms and everything changes, all forms they change, and they all forms change, and everybody is gone, the one will still remain. The one will still remain. And like I said, the one has to be experienced. And when you do know it, when you do experience it, then the Trimurti, the Trimurti, the Oankar, the Om, it won't remain. It will cease to exist. It won't remain anymore because everything just becomes a oneness. Everything from becomes a oneness from then on.
So that would be like
And
nirvana.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean it's yeah. I don't know much. I don't know what that word means properly, but I mean I've heard it used quite a lot.
Hmm.
You could tell me more about it. Um,
Um,
Eco,
so nirvana is a what you're strive to achieve. So you when you break samsara, like when you break samsara, you achieve nirvana. So you stop the cycle of rebirth. You know, you have reached the level that you see all everything ceases. Rebirth ceases, desires, all everything ceases. Like you've freed yourself from the cycle.
bondage, yeah, I
Mm.
guess. Yeah, Guruji's clear that Guru. So Eko and God, translation, we or what people want to call us and say about us, we Guru, that Eko and God, what we've just been through, that refutes the idea that we we're monotheistic religion. Eko and God refutes. We are not monotheistic religion. We are not monotheistic religion. Pantheism is a better word. That the oneness is here and he's separate as well. We're not monotheistic religion.
Mm.
So Guruji is clear that we must not get lost in you know any thinking that breaks the world up into twos or threes. Guruji is clear we must not get lost in, into thinking that any thinking that breaks the world up into twos or threes, this dual way of thinking, trinity thinking. No,
Sorry, there's just 1 second.
Guruji would say, what about the one that is in all three? People want to break the world up into twos and threes. Guruji would say, what about the one that exists in all three? So Guruji is reinventing, Guruji clarifies, Guruji gives the complete message.
Mm. Yeah, I like it. That's amazing because it does, like, in my perception, it clarifies everything, and it just all of the separation is ultimately, like I said earlier, like the cause of all of our suffering. And I think that this is like it sounds just so similar to, like him, the Buddha's teachings and his guru's teachings are just like railroad tracks,
Mm.
like
That's
they're
it.
railroad tracks. And I think that these like enlightened beings that we're so, like we're so lucky and fortunate to have them in our lifetime in this existence, and have their words and their followings in this existence. And it just brings
Mm.
some, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm getting off in a tangent.
No, no,
It just
no,
like
it's fine.
it clears up a lot because yeah, these are yeah, Mr. So like I don't know if you heard earlier, Mr. Paler, like the Tawheed, right? So he says, I told you that Sikhi doesn't seem to qualify as Tawheed, but it's above Tawheed. Like it's it's ultimate Tawheed because there's no Tawheed. There's only oneness.
Mm.
Like it's beyond labeling. It's
Mm.
beyond definition, like beyond conception, beyond anything that we can even dream of
And
with our limited body like forms, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, and I would say this is about the point that you either walk away from it or you say, actually, yeah, it's quite interesting and I want to learn more about it. I think this is sort of about the time. Some people just don't like that message, because they have to cease to exist.
Mm.
But they
Mhm.
their ego won't allow it. Their ego is too strong. So
It's a
some
terrifying
people,
thing. It's a
yeah, it is.
terrifying
It is.
thing.
Yeah, it
And
is.
that's what people hold so dearly, this I am, this is what I am, this is me, this is this. And to give that up is terrifying. Even to begin to give that up and just sit with yourself and try to understand like self in its true nature is terrifying to some people because they don't want to face themselves. They don't want to face that part of themselves, that is raw
Mm,
at its core.
that's
And
it. And that's it. I would say if you don't like that message, then now's the time to leave.
yeah, because it's all about that from now on. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Now, if you want to interpret anything, it's got to be from oneness. Now, should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, sure, let's go for it.
Sat and then Nam. Yeah, Sat. That's Sat. And then the second bit. And now we're doing word for word. We're not doing letter for letter because that's going to take forever.
Okay, okay. So this is Sat and then
Yeah,
Nam.
yeah.
Okay, Sat. I've definitely heard Nam before. Nam.
Mm, yeah, we'll
The
get into
Guru
that.
had Nam. Sat Nam. Okay, Ik Onkar Sat Nam.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Sat comes from the Sanskrit word meaning existence. Sat comes from the Sanskrit word Sat, meaning existence, as a past, present, future. No?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And Sat or existence, this is pursued by art. And Sat also comes from the Sanskrit word Satya. It also comes
Satya.
from the Sanskrit word Satya,
What's
which
that?
means truth or permanent, unchanging, and is pursued by science. And so Sat in Satnam, it means both. Sat in Satnam means both. It means existence, past, present, and future, all that
Mm.
exists and all that doesn't exist, and it also means truth. It means permanence as well.
Okay, yeah. So Satya, that's in Pali is Satya. So that's the same meaning.
Meaning,
Satya. Yep.
yeah,
Satya, Satya. Yep. And it still
yeah,
means like
permanent,
reality.
unchanging, true.
Yep, yep.
Mm. That's interesting. We have a lot of similarities.
Yeah, yeah. Like the Arya Satya is four noble truths. The Arya Satya. That means four noble truths. So those were the his message that he delivered, right? So Satya, the truth.
No, I love hearing you saying it because it's
Mhm.
just music to my ears. But yeah, so um, Nam means name. It
Mhm.
also means, yeah, so what does the translation say? Eternal truth is his name. Now, if I was to say, uh, I'm holding 1 second. Can you see me? I've put my mic on. Can you see me?
Let me go back into Discord. Yeah. Um,
But can the people see me?
no, no. It just shows our little bubbles on the screen. I
Oh,
don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that yet.
I think it. Yeah, no, that's fine. Honestly, that's fine. So if I picked up this glass and
Yeah.
I said, "True is the name."
No, I'm here. I'm here. So if you picked up the glass and
I
then,
said it wouldn't make any sense, would it?
mhm,
Or if I said that table there, is his the name is true.
the name is true.
Yeah, it
Right,
wouldn't
right.
make much sense. You see, that's why these translations they're a bit. That's why it's important to have these sort of discussions and how doing it on your channel. I want to thank you so much for that, and you know th- they need it. People need to hear this, and um, doing it, have been given the opportunity to do it on your channel is an honor for me.
Yeah, no
But
doubt.
yeah,
If we could
people are,
find a better translation, we could use a different, we could try to
yeah.
find a different one for next time if you want. Or if this was
I
just,
think yeah, I think people are crying out for it. People are honestly they wanting it so badly. This sort of knowledge, you can't talk about religion these days in work. You can't. It's like a swear word. But meditation, yeah, everyone's talking about it.
mm,
So yeah, people definitely need to hear this sort of this meaning and explanation like we're doing. As for the translation, a better translation, I think that's for our generation. I think it's my generation
mm,
that needs to make new translations. It's on us now because the elders they had different challenges growing up.
mm-hmm,
They had to deal with their own little challenges and they had different struggles and so I think it's now is the right generation to know um update it or renew it. So yeah. So what Satnam means is that so let me let me think how I'm gonna phrase this. So Sat meaning truth and permanence and all that exists and doesn't exist. Nam meaning name. So combining it, Satnam means that if I just call it means that truth and permanence and all that exists and all that doesn't exist. We say Nirgun and Sargun, form and formless, is the one's name. Meaning look at anything, call anything, say anything, and you'll be calling the one.
mm,
If you just say anything, call anything, you'll be calling the one. Just say anything and you'll be calling the one. Good and bad is his name as well. Good and bad is his name as well. The Nam also means awareness. Nam also means awareness. Nam Simran, you could say is Nam Simran is a sacred technique which is derived from the 15th century enlightened spiritual master Guru Nanak. It's meditation. It's a meditation practice of mantra mindfulness, uh,
mm,
which is you could translate to which is Nam Simran. Mantra mindfulness is Nam Simran. That's how we meditate, how we remember, and that can be translated as remembrance of presence. So anytime that you remember, you can call anything, say anything. Anytime that you remember or become aware in the present moment that the essence of the universe, that the essence of the cosmos is inside you and all around, that is mantra mindfulness. This technique uses mantras to personify the universe and express a sense of wonderment towards it. So, Nam Simran, instance, within the experience of your body,
Hmm.
You know, your body, what you can feel within that feeling of awareness, that feeling of life, that feeling of aliveness,
Mm-hmm.
that that, that within the presence of your body, that is the one's true name. Dear sister, call him upon that.
Cool. All right. Whoa.
Sat, Sat Nam.
Satnam.
All that exists is your name. All that
Ooh.
exists is your name. Sat Nam.
Wow. Satnam. All right. So Sat. I wonder if that's because we have like Sati and Satipatthana. Satipatthana is like the establishment of mindfulness. So Sati would be mindfulness. So is that comparable?
Of course, if you, I
Yeah.
mean,
Sat
it's,
and
no,
yeah.
that's the yeah, that's the beautiful things about the Dharmic faiths is that we can learn from each other, but that's the beautiful thing about Guruji. He's for everybody. Guruji is
Mm-hmm.
for everybody,
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It just
and so
it's
yeah,
so similar. Like it's so similar. So let
and
me let me ask a question real quick of what you think, just on a side note, right, to this whole thing. So like talking about the similarities between between Sikhi and Buddhism and the Dharmic, right? Do you think what connects us is Sanatan Dharma?
mm,
Not
to
not
be,
not referring
and
to
yeah,
like it
I
as
thought
Hinduism, but
yeah,
like the
yeah,
ultimate Sanatan Dharma, you know?
yeah. I mean, I'm still a lot of this terminology I don't know myself, but I am learning.
Mm,
What from my understanding, Sanatan Dharma just means eternal law. So it's
right, which
like
we all follow.
yeah, exactly. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, a lot of these people who come up with, for example, I think I'll see if I can find it actually. 1 second. It's quite interesting. So, for example, um, gravity. Well, this is physics now. Gravity. That's not a religion. That's just
It's
a
a
law
lot.
of science.
Right, right, right.
You know? Or you've got polarity. You've got polarity, which in the spiritual masters, when they've introspected, they've called it yin and yang polarity. They've called it yin and yang,
Mhm.
and so saying now, that's another religion. Like, nah, I don't think that's a religion. That's just the law of the universe. You see?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But like, some people have compared, like when you say that, they're like, oh, that's Hinduism. But I think it's beyond it. It encompasses Hinduism, but it encompasses everything as well.
Mm.
Like everything is Sanatan Dharma. Like everything about, the universal truth,
Everything,
laws of
everything.
justice. Yeah, yeah. Yep, yep.
It all comes under that. It all comes under eternal law, eternal truths,
Which
and
I think could only be experienced and um
mm,
not like put into, you have to experience these things.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
100%, I agree with that. That's the only way. And so yeah, like I said, it's not revelation to. It's not. It's revelation, not just textbook knowledge. It's revelation, not just textbook knowledge. It's not to be believed in, but to be experienced.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going through now, that's the way. That's gonna get us there. That's guaranteed enlightenment. But so yeah, should we move on to the next one?
Yeah, sure. Let's go. Okay. So,
So bear with me. Um, Karta and then Purak. So Karta, mm,
Garda, Garda, Garda.
yeah, bear with me. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bear with me. Yeah, so Karta means to do. Karta means to do or doing or doer. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Karta means doing.
So it's an action.
Yeah, doing. It also means doer, and it also means to do.
Mm. Okay.
And yeah, and none of these are wrong. I believe that, like I said, this is my. I said in the beginning, I gave a disclaimer. I gave a disclaimer in the beginning that this is my this is my interpretation, my opinion, the meaning and explanation I'm giving. Don't take anything of it to be true. I said in the beginning, do your own research on it. I said this is my interpretation, my opinion on how I've understood it from Satpal Singh, from Nanak Nam, but there's been other people like Osho. There's been other people who have read it and they've given their own little. They've come at it from a different angle. I believe that someone, so karta means to do. It means doing. It means doer. Creator. Karta means creator. Karta means creating. Karta
Mm.
means all of that. Karta means creator. It means doer.
Okay.
And uh, no, actually, you know what? One second. Depending on the context, it could be any one of the above. Depending on the context, it could be any one of the above. It could mean to do. Could mean doing. It could mean creator. Forgive me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In this context, mm, I'll get back to that. I'll get back to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Karta to do. Yeah.
Yep.
Generally speaking, it means to do. It means uh, doing. It means doer. It means creator. Yeah. Generally
Mm-hmm.
speaking. What does the translation say? He is the creator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that could mean creator. Uh, the universe is doing right now. The universe is doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Karta. And then Purak is a man. Purak means man. And it also means being. Depending on the context, it could be either one. So Purak means man or being. So Karta Purak is a universal being, a universal being in man. You can tell because of the spelling.
Hmm.
Purak, it means a universal being in man.
Okay.
This um the origins, it dates back at least 4000 BC. The origin dates back at least 4000 BC.
Of this word or this
Yeah,
phrase?
Karta.
Garda.
Just the Karta, yeah. Karta Purak. It dates back at least 4000 BC.
Doer of everything.
Doer of everything. The exactly. You know, Guruji. Someone gifted some land to the Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Someone gifted some land to him once upon a time, and it was a tradition at that time that you name it after the person who it's being given to. So, for example, it was given to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and the people said, "What are you going to name the town? Are you going to name it Nanak's town? Guru Nanak's town. What are you gonna name it? He said, I'm gonna name it Kartapurak, because he said you Guruji said you've not gifted this to me, you've gifted it to God. So I'm gonna name it Kartapur, the God's town. Pur means town. Pur means town. So yeah, yeah, Pur means town. So in India there's a town called Kartarpur, and it was the people said, are you gonna name it Nanak town, Nanakpur? He said, nah, I'm gonna name it Kartarpur, the town, God's town. He said, because you've not gifted it to me, you've gifted it to God. So Guruji was clear early on that he's God. Guruji was God, and we bow down to him.
Hmm. Kartarpur. Well,
Mm,
Kartarpur.
mm.
Tough. Okay. So that means city of God then. Or God city. God city.
Uh, that's Kartarpur, Kartarpur, but Kartarpurak
Oh,
means
with a
the one is,
K. Okay.
yeah, with a K, yeah,
Okay.
is that.
Kartarpur.
Mm.
Okay.
And so, and Kartarpur, the one does everything, the one does everything. And so, often we get, sorry, bear with me. Yeah, often we get, problems, these problems that we face, they, they sort of, they come from duality, this separation, victim and an oppressor. We've got a victim and an oppressor.
Mm.
But the solution is that God is doing, that God is doing.
Okay.
Seeing the good in everybody. If someone does something to hurt you, you don't have a victim and an oppressor mentality. A victim and an oppressor. You say, no, God is doing it to God. God is doing it right now, and you see that one in everybody. Take yourself out of the equation. When you're feeling like upset or something, or problems arise, take yourself out of the equation and see the good in them. That God is doing it to God.
Mm.
Even if someone oppresses you, even if even if someone oppresses you, even if someone
Mhm.
oppresses you, see the good in them. See that God is doing. God is Karta. He does everything. He's the doer of everything. You know,
Mhm. Wow.
and calling yourself good or bad, calling yourself good or bad, you make yourself the doer, which leads to regret and self-blame. The solution is to remove the I. Remove the I from the equation.
Right. That's a separation for like the
One.
relinquishment of attachments. That's yeah, man, that's exactly what Buddha taught, like to about how to process, feelings of like guilt and negative kind of things is to, look at it from take your exactly what you just said, like take yourself out of the equation and look at the situation objectively and not like I am angry, but more of like you, like anger is like you are experiencing anger, like you're experiencing guilt, like these are things that arise and pass, and they're not self, so it just goes like with the anatta, like the realization of non-self. So like when you can
Mm,
look at things like this, so you can understand that these are things that we experience and not a part of who we are.
mm.
Yep, yep.
Exactly, and that's what so that's why we do mantra mindfulness. we choose a mantra that reminds us of this interconnection with all things. A mantra that you find enjoyable and gives you tranquility. A
Mhm.
mantra can be changed if it does not feel right to you. You know, you can use the word or phrase to apply to your daily lives. Anything such as thank you.
Yep. Do, do,
You know,
do
so
you do
yeah.
mantras 108 times?
No, I do it 24/7.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
yeah,
when I wake yeah.
usually, yeah, okay.
So when I wake up, as soon as I wake up, the feeling of awareness, the feeling of aliveness, the feeling of consciousness within the presence of my own body, as soon as I feel that, say, this is you, this is you, this is you, Tuhi, 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 this is you. As soon as you wake up, as soon as even in your dreams, and that's how you can control your dreams. As soon as you become aware, this is you, this is you, this is you. You know,
Mhm.
when I'm brushing my teeth, this is you, this is you. The person looking in the mirror is you. The person in the mirror is you.
Hmm.
And so either you're here right now or God is.
Oh, I got you.
So you know,
Hmm.
Karta Purak. Karta Purak is the doer, the one, the Purak, the being, the the being that does everything. You know, the one that's it, the one it, the Karta, the doer. He does everything. He destroys the skin cells on your body. The one, the sorry, I won't say he because
Hmm.
no, I've just been conditioned like that. But so the doer, the being, he does everything. Sorry, I said it again. I said he again.
That's
The,
okay. I understand. We're limited.
yes,
Like we're bound to
yeah,
difference, so everyone has to
make
forgive us.
mistakes.
Yeah, yeah.
So that being does everything. Doer destroys the skin cells on your body. The doer, I'm gonna say not in a disrespectful way, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
say it, but I mean
That's
it
okay.
not in a disrespectful way. So it destroys the skin cells on your body. It creates the skin cells on your body, renews them. It sustains your breath when you're sleeping. When you're sleeping, it
Mhm.
sustains your breath. God is the doer of everything. God pulls out God. And to save God, he stabs God with God because and kills God because all that exists is God.
Hmm.
God pulls out God, and to save God, he stabs God with God and he kills God because all that exists is God. God is talking to God through God, and God is listening to God, and God is typing.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Someone said God could
Wow,
kill
yeah,
God, but if everything is God, then it has to be that way. Don't you think?
that's it. That's a beautiful way of putting it.
It's either it either it is or it's not. So it has to be that way.
Mm.
Hmm. That's amazing. Okay. So one more time, what was that last line? I need that. I gotta get that
Uh,
good.
Karta Burak.
Kardarpurik. Okay.
Karta, Burak,
Kardar.
Karta, Burak.
Perfect.
Yeah, so should we recap or
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ik Oankar, Ik, the one with the vibe, the one unfathomable, the one without features, the formless one. um sorry, bear with me.
It's
So
okay.
for the one, the formless without form, omitted or uttered the vibration that never stopped. One and and sorry, and or and it became manifest. One God is the physical manifestation of this.
Mm-hmm.
Ik Oankar, the one, omitted the vibration. Oang God caused the entire universe. And there is only oneness. There are no two things. All that there is the one. Ik Oankar. It means there is only
God.
oneness. There are no two things. There is not me and you here right now. And there is only the one in different forms. And you are not different to the person watching in the chat, and he's not different to the other person commenting, and he's not different to the other person watching, and he's not different to the other person listening. All is one. All is one.
Mm.
Oankar ik Oankar Satnam Satnam.
Satnam.
Yeah. Um. Satnam. Truth. Permanence. All that exists and all that doesn't exist is the one's true name. Say anything, call anything, and you'll be calling the one. Remembering the true one in all existence, being aware of its awareness, and remembering the true one in all existence within the experience of the body. That's Nam Simran, that's his meditation on him, on it. Your body, what you feel within the feeling of presence, that's the one's name. Everything is his name. Karta Purak. One is the doer of everything. It does everything. It talks everyone's talk. It walks everyone's walk. It's the doer of everything. See? It talks everyone's talk. It walks everyone's walk. It's the doer of everything.
Mm.
And you know, when there's problems come, problems stem from duality, this idea of separation, a victim and a oppressor mindset. Solution is take yourself, take the I away from that. So whatever you do, that's sweet to me. Whatever you do, oneness, oneness, wonderful, you know,
Mm-hmm.
being whatever you do, that's sweet to me. Take the I out of the equation, take yourself out of the equation, even if someone's oppressing you, know,
Mm-hmm.
and the doer of everything, the one does everything. Karta Purak. And then the next verse is Nirpo.
Near the pole.
Nirpo. Oh meaning fear. Nir means negation of that word. So Nirpo means fearless, without fear.
Mm.
Wow, it's been an hour and a half already.
I know. I know. We're
Hour.
like 5 words in. This is amazing.
How much more is there to go?
Um, let me see.
Wow.
Uh,
I don't think we'll get through all of it today, do you?
no, no, no. We could do it. we could set a date, like, to do the rest of it. Because I think that this is just like the Moor mantra, right? Like this part
That's it.
here.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
And then we've got Japji Sahib. Japji Sahib is like practical. That's like, and then they're called they're not called verses. They're called body. So
Bori.
yeah, each verse
So that's
we
like down here,
call,
yeah.
yeah, we
Okay.
call it body, and body means a step. Body means a ladder. This is now gonna get us to become enlightened.
Mm,
This is the path of enlightenment. When we by the time we're at the end of it, if your intentions are pure, I'll guarantee you'll be enlightened. I guarantee you. Yeah, because I have
mm,
so much faith in the Guru. I have so much faith in the Guru. But that's what body means. It means steps. It means now this is the step. We're gonna make what we spoke about in Moolmandir practical. We're gonna make this theoretical, thing. We're gonna make it practical. But yeah, there's so much to cover, and I've got to go soon, so I don't think I can stay for much longer.
yeah, no, that's fine. We could, like I said, if you want to do like every Wednesday or, a day on the weekend, whatever is works out, we could work that out at a different time. But yeah, this has been great, man. I'm like really, this is so interesting, and I'm like so excited to do this project and like with you, and thankful that that we can go through this. I think this is like so next level important, and everybody can definitely get something from this.
Mm. And
So yeah, I'm gonna work on my pronunciation and try to study this a little bit during the week because this is just so cool. Yeah.
mm. And you said you were free Wednesdays and about the same sort of time, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yep, yep.
Saturday and Sunday, but I think I might be busy on. Mm, I might be busy on Sundays,
Mhm.
uh, and thinks I'll let you know though anyway, yeah. But
Yeah, yeah,
Wednesday
yeah.
for
That's
sure.
fine.
Wednesday for sure.
All right.
Same
That's
time,
awesome.
yeah.
Same
And
time.
I want to say also, yeah. So definitely do your own research on it. Take
Mhm.
everything I said. Don't take anything I said to be true. Consider everything that I said to be, not true. Do your own research, verify it for yourself, and um, yeah, definitely, and check it out. Check out Nanak Nam, because this was I basically I'm summarizing how he said it, but
Mhm.
yeah, check out Nanak Nam, and
Yeah, I saved
also
that playlist, and yeah, I
yeah,
listened to half of one this morning, but I was running around, so but yeah, definitely check that out. And yeah, we could also use that, and reference that and reference pieces in that. Maybe, if we could queue up bits of the video and, play little bits, then, that's something we can incorporate as well.
mm. And yeah, I'll try to be more prepared for next time as well.
No,
Get my
that's okay,
resources
man.
out
No
and
problem.
yeah,
No problem. Like I said, we're learning together, so this is all,
yeah, exactly.
as we're going along.
I'm so excited, so excited having you guys join us. This is going to be a roller coaster of a journey. Honestly, it's going to be a roller coaster. We're gonna cry, we're gonna love, we're gonna cry together, we're gonna laugh together, it's gonna be absolute roller coaster. But
Well,
this is gonna
strap in your safety belts and let's
yeah,
go.
that's it. That's it. Wednesday, 8 p.m. London time. And
Perfect.
but yeah, Jen, I apologize. I have to go.
No, no, it's all good.
So
It's all good.
soon.
No worries. Yeah,
It went so quick.
I know. That was deep.
Yeah,
So much here. That's awesome.
yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, may we always, have oneness. Anyway, what I've said so far, maybe recap it and live it as well. Maybe try to live it as well.
Mm, mm-hmm.
And yeah, on that, Jen,
Experience it.
that's it. That's it.
All right, man.
That's
Thank you so much. And yeah, I'll check you next week, man. We'll be here. All right, thank you everyone that come through to the chat. I appreciate it. We're gonna try to get on a good note here and keep it going. No, I have not become a sick, but we're doing a very, comparative study of this very important scripture, and I think everybody has something to learn from it. So, on that note, I'm gonna cut it, and yeah, bless, peace.